Sunday. It's already dark. What the hell is this, 5:30? Come on, darkness.
It's like it's your first time living in Colorado in
My
November.
first time opening my eyes. What the hell is going on? What's up, everybody? Welcome into the pregame show.
Let's go!
Presented as always by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Use promo code DNVR whenever you sign up. Join along. Dev's going to make us some money later in the show. But first, a pilot, Brendan Vogt.
I feel good, fellas. I feel great. And I know Sundays are a day where a lot of people around here feel pain sometimes. But tonight, I think we got an antidote on the way.
An anecdote?
An antidote.
Wow, I can't believe that.
An antidote.
An
antidote.
Antidote. Yeah, you almost nailed it. Over
Antidote?
here, zipped all the way up nice and tight. High and tight, it's Harrison Wind.
It's funny because when I wear this jacket, a lot of people think I look like a pilot.
You do look like a
You
pilot.
do look like a pilot.
You guys do look like rivals.
My Top Gun jacket.
Yeah, you guys look like rivals in Top Gun.
This is
You guys
awesome.
are.
I love this
your
intro.
favorite compliment. And then over here, it's just Superstar Dev.
Bounce back spot day. Bounce back spot day. Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
Let's definitely get to it. Nuggets are in Chicago tonight. Later on, we're going to talk about Jokic in Chicago. He's actually had some of his best games ever in Chicago. We're going to talk about that. Walk down memory lane a little bit. We're going to completely rip off Miroslav and play a little fear or foul. They had a great Serbian corner, by the way. I don't know if you guys caught it. Very good Serbian corner. I enjoyed it. Shouts to Chill Ducey, who hopped on the show, had some great stuff, and I'm ripping him off. And then later in the show, we'll do bets. But first, Wind, bring us some game notes.
Nuggets are in Chicago tonight. Tough spot, tough game. Fourth game of a 4-game road trip.
Is it tough?
Yes, that's why I just said it's
No,
tough.
I know. I'm questioning it.
I think it is tough. Fourth game of a 4-game road trip. You're coming off a tough loss against the Celtics. You can see your house, your apartment, your bed. You're like, I'm going to be there in 10 hours. I just got to get through this game. I think it's tough. Do you not?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. I've never been on the road like that, so I can't really say. But I don't know. They had a day off. You know, you're in Chicago. It's a fun place to be. I don't know.
Okay.
As tough as it's a road game.
Bulls are 6-7. Bones Highland is out tonight. Health and safety protocols. Ish Smith is also out. Lonzo Ball is out for the Bulls. Kobe White is still out for the Bulls as well. The Bulls, like I said, they're 6-7. They're coming off a 115-111 loss to the Pelicans. They are 22nd in offense on the season, so this could be a nice gift for Denver's defense. And Chicago's also 5th in defense.
I like that. Okay.
So a good test in that respect for this Nuggets offense. Michael Malone, before the game, he was talking about DeMar DeRozan. He says DeMar is arguably one of the best mid-range players to ever play.
How about that cold take?
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
Yeah.
He said he's arguably one of the, like, come on, man. Jokic is arguably one of the best passing big men of all time.
God, yeah.
It's like the 3 years when everyone called Steph arguably the best shooter
Yeah,
ever.
come on, what are we doing?
Right. Yeah, but DeMar DeRozan, he had 33 against the Pelicans a couple nights ago.
DeMar DeRozan is like, I mean, he's the best mid-range player of the last 10 years, wouldn't you say? I mean, before that,
Yeah,
it's a
I don't even
mid-range
know
era.
who
You
else
start
it
to get
would
into
be.
the
Chris
Kobe's.
Paul, maybe, but that's
Yeah, Chris
LaMarcus
Paul.
Aldridge.
That's different, though. Like, LaMarcus Aldridge was good,
Yeah.
but not like the way DeMar DeRozan
It's
was.
got to be DeMar, for sure.
Marcus Aldridge was good in the same boring.
Yeah, I mean, DeMar is only mid-range. He is not a good three-point shooter.
But he gets to the mid-range in a million different ways.
Yeah.
He finishes in a million different ways.
So
from
comfortable, too.
Technical
so
master.
comfortable.
Yeah.
This is coming from Mike Singer. He says he asked Mike Malone whether Joker's back-to-back games of foul trouble had anything to do with fatigue. Malone said there could be some of that, but he thought the team got messed up when they left Indiana late Wednesday night and arrived in Boston around 4:30 in the morning. So this road trip did feature some unfortunate luck traveling. Like their plane got delayed coming out of Indiana into Boston.
But they had a day off, right? So they got in, but then that day was off.
Yeah.
That's
That's
that a
what
little
Malone
weird to you?
says.
That's like a little. Is that weird to you?
I mean, that's like a whole lot of nothing, I think.
I'm just saying, if we got in early today, but didn't play till the next day, you wouldn't
You
be
would
like,
think,
yeah, but you
yeah.
remember yesterday we got in so late.
Yeah, Malone is the king of, I don't want to complain about the schedule,
Right.
but
Yeah.
he
But
does
our
do
plane
that.
was delayed by 3
Yeah.
hours.
And that is a big deal had they arrived that morning and then had to play.
That's
which
what I
happens,
would think.
Which happens sometimes. Guys,
Sure.
and it actually happens in Denver, seems more than anything, where teams get in 4 in the morning and then they have to play and they're like, we were so tired. When you have a whole day off to recalibrate, I don't know.
Yeah, you would think, yeah. That's what I got for game notes.
If we're looking at the Bulls' schedule here, so they lost to New Orleans, to your point. They got a win against Toronto. They had the home and away against Toronto. Each team won the home game. And then they lost to Boston before that, 123-119, which is pretty close for as good as Boston is. Before that, they had a couple wins. They don't really have a great profile, win profile. I don't think they're a great team, but this is another just sort of measuring stick game for Denver because they're the type of team that you should beat on the road. Not every time, but maybe 7 out of 10 times you should beat the Chicago Bulls. You're coming off of a loss. I don't want to say you got exposed. It's too early in the season to say you got exposed, but you took your licks against Boston. You fell flat. So it's all right, now you come back. Let's see the intensity. Let's see, those things. Dev, what are you looking for in the game tonight?
Really, I think that the biggest key point of the game is trying to slow down their elite guard play. They have two guys that can get going at any time. Levine and DeMar DeRozan, multiple-time All-Stars. Does the new Denver look have the guys to be able to defend them, to be able to slow them down and get out and running? I think that they're about even when it comes to the bench unit, especially with the injuries that they have. So how do you win those starter minutes is going to be having to slow down those two guys and then seeing if Jokic could continue to just dominate in Chicago as he has been.
Yeah. What about you? What are you looking for?
I mean, I think, Jokic, obviously, tone setter. We think he plays well in Chicago. But for me, it's really just about bounce-back games for Murray and Michael, who I think I would wager they both know what went wrong. Jamal created separation really well in that game, just couldn't hit makeable shots. I'm sure he knows it. And this should be a slightly better matchup with no Lonzo at least, although Caruso and AO can make things tough. But just for them to get comfortable, them to play well, I thought for all the things that went wrong, they were the biggest things that were missing against the Celtics.
Yeah. Two things. The defense, first of all. This is the Bulls team that is not a good offense. The Nuggets defense, I think they have the personnel to at least make it hard for Chicago's guards and just who they play. And secondly, it's backup center.
I like this one.
The Bulls, their backup center is Andre Drummond. You would think that automatically means DeAndre Jordan plays tonight.
I think it should. Drummond's one of the strongest players in the NBA. That guy is so strong.
Yeah. This is a matchup on paper for DeAndre Jordan, who played really poorly last game. So you wonder if Denver mixes it up there or, sticks with Jordan in what should be the matchup for him.
I mean, I think this is – I would be shocked. It would almost be unfair, I think, if you gave Zeke – all right, let's see what you got against the guy you're giving up 50 pounds to.
It's a poison pill, yeah.
Yeah, I'd be oh, man, you're setting him up for failure. So, but to me, I was hard on DeAndre this last game, and I think rightfully so. That was, we talked about it. But tonight, he's another player that I would love to see a bounce-back effort. I mean, honestly, effectiveness, whatever, just last game, let's show that you care. Show that you're you know what, I'm mad at myself for that one. I let the team down. Come out here and make a statement. And I feel that way, about a lot of the Nuggets, really, but, especially DeAndre Jordan, especially, Michael Porter, especially Jamal Murray, guys that are competitive enough to recognize when they had a bad game and say, let's come out and steady the ship. So those are the things I'm looking for. I'm also looking for Nikola Jokic, as you mentioned, to set the tone. And to that point, why don't we go through a brief history of Jokic playing in Chicago? Might be the single place outside of Denver where he has played his best in his career.
We know Jokic in Chicago is always an event. He's played there 6 times, and across those 6 games, we should note one of them was in 2015, so we'll get to the context there, but across those 6 games, he's averaging 20.8 points, 10.7 rebounds, and 8 assists.
20, 10, and 8, which includes his very first game of the year, or of his career there. He actually started it. You pointed this out?
Yeah, so let's go back to December 2nd of 2015. Jokic not yet the full-time starter, but he did start this game. Only logged 10 minutes in it.
What the hell, Malone?
Yeah, I think he finished with 7 and 3. Remember, this is way back then. He's starting alongside Gallo and Fareed. The leading scorer for Denver off the bench, a young Will Barton. The trouble, they ran into Pau Gasol. He dropped a double-double on them. He was the best player on the floor.
Oh, man, Pau Gasol.
Jokic, seeing all those museums in Chicago.
That's right.
Jokic had 7 points, 3 rebounds in that game. So later on, I'll tell you, that's the outlier by far of all of his games in Chicago.
So now we fast forward to 2017. It is February 28th, and they are taking on the two big Chicago Bulls.
This is his second year, sophomore season.
So it's
He didn't have good stat lines his sophomore season. This is going to be a low number.
and we know, sometimes against Yoke, the best way maybe is to play too big sometimes, or at least they can give him trouble. Bobby Portis and Robin Lopez, no problem for Yoke. He puts up a triple-double.
What?
19, 16, and 10. Gallo the Rooster led all Nuggets with 22.
That was his third triple-double, I believe, of his career, by the way. And it was like he had three in a, 2-week span. Or like his first triple-double had only come a couple weeks prior to that. 19, 16, and 10 on 6 of 10 shooting, too.
Classic.
Classic Jokic, man. I'm telling you, that's one of his first good games. I'll bet you at that point of this happening, it was probably a top 3 game of his career.
And it was a 125-107 win, the first win in Chicago of Jokic's young career.
Man, he plays more than 10 minutes, they win.
We'll skip ahead to March 21st, the next year, 2018. The Nuggets roll in Chicago, 135-102. Jokic only needs to play 24 minutes, and he only needs 24 minutes to put up 21, 7, and 5. He got some help from Paul Millsap with 22 points and 5 steals in that
Oh,
game.
Dad. You missed this part. Jokic in that game, 21 points, 9 of 11 shooting. He's dominant.
Classic.
Classic Jokic.
Dominant. And again, that was only in 24 minutes because the Nuggets were just steamrolling.
That's his third year, by the way. Third year. Okay?
Now we get a close one, but it's another win. It's 2018. It is October 31st. The Nuggets get an overtime 108-107 win. Jamal, Gary, and Jokic start this game together. Jokic leads all Nuggets with 22. He puts up 22, 12, and 9.
A Sombor double.
With 2 steals and 3 blocks.
Hell yeah.
But, fellas, he misses what would be the game-winning shot.
What?
Paul Millsap with a putback, 0.01
Oh, I remember
seconds
that.
left
Yeah,
on the clock.
the Millsap put
The
that.
Millsap game winner.
That's right. That's right. He was 9 of 20. So that was his worst shooting night somehow.
It was his worst shooting night.
Unacceptable.
But a great defensive effort and a monster stat line altogether. Millsap gets the win.
Actually, second worst shooting night.
This is the monster
I
line.
love this one.
We'll
First of all, they didn't play in 2020. The pandemic happened. They played Chicago twice in the last month of the
Wow.
season. So they didn't actually play a single time.
Yeah, so this
Crazy.
is just Jokic at Chicago. So you
Right.
fast forward all the way to March of 2021. It's March 1st. It's a 118-112 win. Monster Jokic game. 39 points, 14 boards, 9 assists, only 1 turnover.
Oh, man.
17 and 15
Yeesh.
from the young Michael Porter Jr. as well.
17 and 15?
That's right.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Hell yeah. I love it. 17 of 28 shooting, by the way, from Jokic. I don't know if he shot more than 28 times. Has he? I couldn't look it up.
That's
I
a
didn't
high
have time, but
total
I
for
don't
him.
know if he's taken more than 28 shots in his career.
That's a high
don't think
total.
So it was an aggressive game from Jokic. The last time they played at Chicago, it was December 6th of 2021. This time they lose, 109-97.
What?
Jokic struggles from the field in this one. He does put up 17, 12, and 15. Zach LaVine went off in this game. I'm sure you guys remember he had 32 points, but it felt like a lot more than that.
Man, so that one he has 17, 12, 5. So if you cut out that first game where Malone wouldn't play him, just play the guy. He only played 10 minutes. You cut out the rookie season. Over the last 5 games, 23.6 points, 12.2 rebounds, 9.6. Basically 24, 12, and 10.
Yeah.
That's his average over 6 games. And
What's he
he's shooting,
averaging this year?
actually right about
a great
there.
point, Wint.
Yeah, it's not too far from there. So I think I can go ahead and say, Dev, I'm curious what you think. I think I don't know that he'll have another city where he has played this well in. When you talk about, it's always in Chicago. We know he gets up for a huge Serbian population, but those are all good games.
I think what's cool about hearing all those stat lines is the context of the time. He was a young guy trying to figure it out. They're if you're putting yourself into a diehard Bulls fan, they're okay, we remember when he was just decent, and then we seen him get better every single time that he played us. He put up some monster games against us, and also the team got better every single time that he came out. They went from just regular games where he's not the spectacle to now being the guy. But yeah, you're not going to have those type of games where you're just dominating every single facet. There's going to be times that you can just score a bunch, or this guy just rebounds a bunch. But when you have the back-to-back MVP and you can think about how he evolved against you specifically, and you can label him a Bulls killer, that just goes a long way.
Yeah. I want to see Jokic have a big rebounding game tonight because the one stat, when you look at his stat line and you just reading off those game logs of him against Chicago, he always has rebounded the ball great there. his rebounding has dipped significantly this season. And to me, that's a bigger surprise than his scoring dipping. I think we all expected his scoring to dip, maybe not by, 5+ points, but a little bit. He's averaging only 9.8 rebounds per game this year. He had 8 rebounds against Boston, only 4 against Indiana, only 8 against San Antonio, only 6 against the Spurs in the game before that. I need a big rebounding game from Jokic. I need like a 15 rebound game from him tonight to feel good.
Denver last year, just to combat that a little bit, Denver last year was 4th in rebounding. This year they're 7th. It's early. This is one of those ones where it's like Jokic scoring, his rebound. All of these things might be contextual with he's like, I'm not carried if I get it. I'm worried if the team does. Nonetheless, you can't have, it's weird to say, you can't have a statement rebounding game. Aaron Gordon had a statement rebounding game 2 games ago.
Yep.
So a statement rebound game from Jokic wouldn't be out of the question. I said on the show a couple days ago, I think Jokic's offensive rebounding is going to go up as Jamal Murray gets back. I think a lot of his offensive rebounding is a credit to the 2-man game, just changing the geometry of the court.
Yeah.
So we'll see that. Close up on me real quick, Kel. You got me. I'm looking for a referee. I need to find a referee. Is there one in the building?
I left my striped shirts at home today,
Yes,
so
you
don't
should've
look at
just-
me.
Let me see. Is there anybody across the way?
We usually don't get good refs in Denver, for these Denver games. There's
Oh,
not
God.
usually any good refs.
Here's what. I think I've seen this ref before. He's a terrible ref. This guy teed me up one time.
He's the worst.
The where he pops his collar. He wears the.
He has a backwards hat.
Oh my goodness! Close up on him there, Dev. Actually, keep him up. Keep the collar popped. Dev, what would
yeah.
you do if you showed up for a game and this was your ref?
First off, I'm not going to the paint because I know a foul call is never going to happen.
Never happen. He's gonna talk trash to you. Get up.
Yeah, he's never going to make the symbols for like he's not going to call anything. He's just going to say it out loud. Travel.
Foul on you.
Oh
Foul.
yeah.
He's not going to do anything
You,
that you're
foul.
supposed
Is he
to
making
do.
up signals? You're like, what is
Then
that?
he's going to talk crazy
Over
to
the
you
back.
as if you're not like just trying to get a call. You just like, stop crying.
It'd be the
I'm playing basketball.
It'd be the worst ref for sure, man. The worst.
I'd be a
ref.
terrible basketball
For
ref.
sure.
My God.
But today you're going to play a little fair or foul.
Let's do it.
Dev, you're going to square off here with Vogt. Should be easy for you. There should be a clear call it out on ISO here.
Wow. That says a lot about Vogt.
You're just going to have to be pro every argument here. Number one, the Nuggets don't have a great win this season. Dev, is that fair or foul?
That is fair.
They don't have a single great win.
It's like, no, I'm lying. That's foul. The Warriors game was a good game. Like, that was a big win. We already know what the Warriors are going to be later on in the year when things get together. We also didn't see them being bad before that time. So the Warriors are the defending champs. You got to win against them. You got to prove that you can beat the defending champs. I think that is a fair win.
So you have one.
Yes.
All right.
I think it's fair. I think they've got good wins, but I don't think they have great wins. The second San Antonio Spurs win, a good one, but not great. You love the context in the Warriors win. You know the starting lineup's good, but we know that the bench has dragged them down. They're just not playing that well yet. Their chances against the real teams that as of now are playing well, Portland, Boston, I mean, they've flamed out. So they have good wins, but I don't think they have great wins.
Oh, that's a tough one.
The tough block charge call right here.
Point to you.
Oh, what is the
Yes,
signal? What's the
sir.
hand gesture here?
1 point. You.
One great win.
I think the Warriors win's a good win.
Okay.
It was the second game of the season.
Is it a great win?
Was
Hey,
that
you're
the
ref.
qualifier? Great win.
You're the ref. You're the
I
ref.
think
the worst ref.
I think that is a great win.
All right.
On the road, second game of the season. The Warriors, they were still good at that point. They hadn't gone on this slide. I think that's a great win.
All right.
At
all right.
Golden State, that's
Vogt,
a great
I'll
win.
let you pick a side here the first time. The Nuggets don't have
The
a
Warriors
bad,
were good in that game too.
The Nuggets don't have a bad loss.
That is foul. They lost to the Lakers, and while I think the Lakers were ultra motivated in that game, and if you look at the shot luck, Denver in the aggregates had it as much as anyone. Of course, it comes back around in that game. The Lakers shoot well, but at the end of the day, it might be the only game where the Lakers have looked competent offensively all season, and it happened against the Nuggets. So I think they've got a bad loss.
Dev?
I think it's fair, man. We was counting the Utah game as the one, and they're just good.
Yeah, they're the best team in basketball.
Also, with the Lakers one, like there was we go back to context. The coach was about to be fired after that game. Like, they had lost a lot. They had too many in a row. Also, they got Anthony Davis back. He had a good game. They had their best shooting game of the year. I feel like that was, while it looks bad, they were like ultra motivated, and Denver thought that they were just going to roll over because they had been to that point. So, yeah.
You missed a little context here, which was that was the game Bones got hurt in warmups and Ish got hurt in the second quarter. And to me, that's the biggest piece of context that's missing is they had to adjust on the fly without a point guard. But how do you rule here?
I give that point to Vogt. The Lakers' loss is definitely a bad loss. Okay. Come on. That's a bad loss. It's a disgusting loss.
I knew I was going to win that because Wynn called it embarrassing.
It was an embarrassing loss.
Night, so.
All right, Dev, you're up. Fair or foul? Jokic is back to MVP form.
Oh, this foul. And it's a hard one for me, really, because with Jokic, you're supposed to go off of the eye test, I heard. And the eye test says that he's missing more shots than
point
usual.
to Vogt just for that.
Listen, it says that he's missing more shots. Like, I watch him miss more shots than before. Then the stat says that he's being more, like, efficient. It also shows that he's not, like, rebounding at the same levels. Then you go and see that he's still averaging, like, 9 rebounds a game. He could just get it all the way up. So, like, I just don't feel like he's right where he was last year. He's not where he has been. So I think that there's more and extra that he can go to, and then that's when they're going to go on their big winning streak.
I'm going to say it's fair. I'm going to say an engaged Jokic has been sort of there's a smoke screen here from foul trouble, I think, in a couple of games that have limited his impact. Now, he's got to own some of that as well, but when he's been on the court offensively, it's pretty hard to complain right now. I think if you stretched out where he has been the last handful of games, which I expect him to across a couple weeks, you're talking about MVP caliber form.
Great point. How are we calling this one?
I got to give the point to Dev.
Let's go, baby.
He is not in MVP form yet.
You guys, listen to
not.
We got to go to the review booth. Jokic,
flag.
people,
Green light.
hold on. We're going to
Green
the review
light.
booth. Hold on. Let's present some evidence. Jokic has attempted 20 field goal attempts in each of the last 3 games, despite low minute totals. He's averaging over the last 4 games. By the way, the 5th game, Nuggets won by 30 points. You remember that one? And he had a monster triple-double, 15, 15, and 14. So the last 4 games, don't count that monster game. He's averaging 32 points per 36 minutes. He's been scoring the ball like an absolute beast over these last 4. To his
Too
point,
bad he doesn't play 36 minutes.
Yeah, he gets in these tic-tac foul trouble. That's the only thing. All right, Review booth. What do we say?
Point to Dev.
The refs are biased on
Point
these
to
reviews.
Dev.
He's
They
not-
want to call himself
Does he look
wrong.
like as dominant of a player to you now as he did last year?
Last few games, I think it's been disguised. Last few games,
not
I think
to
it
me.
has.
Truth serum, I'm actually with that.
He hurt his like the 2 buddies he missed in the last game. I think is disguising everybody about how good he's getting. All right, last one. Nuggets need to win to make this a good road trip.
That is fair. And if they do get it, it's a very good road trip. But don't let the Boston loss permeate. Don't let it carry over. You want to come back 3-1. Bulls, I don't think this is the easiest win in the world, but it's a win you should go get it in Chicago.
I also think that it's fair.
Oh my God!
It sucks. I think
You know
that's
what
fair.
this is? This is Dev trying to clinch this win by just siding with Vogt.
It's just so hard to go against it. Honestly, like they look. They would have looked well. I know that I'm supposed to go against it. You're gonna have to go on both of our sides. They need to win. They really do. And I think it just sets you right for the rest of the season. We just talked about Jokic not being in MVP form, and they're winning games. He still looks like close. The stats go and back it. The team is getting better, and that's while the bench unit is still trying to find themselves. So it's hard to argue against that. I would have had no other way to say.
Dev Miles Turner over here he's playing for the other team while on the other side. I can't believe
Point for
it.
Vogt.
All right, 2-2. There we go. Dev, you have a chance.
2-2.
You have a chance to redeem yourself. Thank you so much, referee. You were terrible.
Yeah, only trying to be fair here.
Yeah. All right. Let's open up the DraftKings Sportsbook app here before tip off, and let's make some money. I'm telling you, I have a lock.
Ooh.
But I'll let you give your wrong locks first.
Oh, let's do this. All right, so the line is interesting in this one. Bulls I don't think they're good, but I also don't think that they're bad. It's like hard for me to gauge what type of team they are. Denver is a 1.5 point favorite on the road. The good thing is the Bulls bench unit struggles, so I expect to see a lot of stagger in this one, which I give the advantage to Denver. I think that they're going to win by more than 2. So I'll go with -1.5. Vegas
It's gonna be a good road trip.
Vegas expects this to be a high-scoring game. I like the under in this one. They have it at 232. Both teams say that they want to get out and run. We have not seen either team get out and run. It's just like what they say. So I just don't think that it's going to go that high.
Yeah, Denver's been good on the break this year.
Let's just lock in DeRozan for 25 points.
That's your lock?
Dev special right
The
there.
Dev special?
No, you have to put him in.
He dominated in the preseason.
Also, Jokic over 11.5 points and assists. Just get that in there.
Just get that in there.
That's easy.
Just get it in there.
Wow, we're having fun today.
So I expect a bunch of Bruce Brown in this game with 2 elite guards in DeRozan and Levine. Don't know what Bruce is best at offensively because he fills it up in every single way. So I'm just going to take the points, rebounds, and assists at 19.5. It's just too low. Okay. Way too low. He could get that in points alone, and I think that they're going to have him on there for a lot of minutes.
Bruce
Brown's? Yes. Bruce Brown's 19.5.
Okay.
Let's stay there for our fun one. If he's going to be on the court a lot, I'm going to take the over 1.5 for steals plus blocks combined. It's only at -105, so it's pretty much even money. I think that he's going to get that. I'm going to go back to the well for the MPJ threes. This is not a physical team, so I'm going to think that he's going to shoot the ball a lot better than he did in the last game. So
I like it.
I'm going to put that up. And in my luck,
which was hold on, the threes was for who?
MPJ.
Michael Porter Jr.
You can get that back. So the lock of the game, the Bulls have 1 power forward on their entire team, Patrick Williams. That is a mismatch every single time for Aaron Gordon. They're going to try to put him in spots where guards are going to have to defend him. He's just too strong for them. Give me his points, rebounds, and assists over 24.5. He's been getting this. This is a good one.
Okay. Which one is this?
Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon. I can't believe you're not going with what I consider to be my lock.
Mm-hmm. Let's hear what it is.
Jokic points. I'm telling you, I just gave you the numbers, guys. He's been aggressive lately. 20 field goal attempts over this last one. Yeah. Didn't I just do a whole segment, or Vogt just did a whole segment on Jokic dominating in Chicago? The Nuggets coming off of a loss. They need a win. All signs are pointing to Jokic taking over this game. Do they have somebody that can guard him in Chicago?
No.
Do they have an elite rim protector over there?
They have another Nikola.
Is Jokic good when he the more he plays against a guy, he kind of learns their game? Is that right? Is that the theory we have with him?
Yeah.
He knows Vucevic very well. Very, very well. Jokic is going to cook tonight.
There's one person who can defend Nikola Jokic tonight.
Who is it?
Zach Zarba.
Oh, no. You know what? F it. We're still doing it. I'm still putting a double unit on Jokic. I just think he goes, it's funny, man. 24.5 points. 25 He gets 25 points on a bad game. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a 30 piece.
I'm with you. As long as you avoid foul trouble.
Let's build a quick single game parlay tonight, shall we, guys?
Let's do it.
I'm going to double down on my Jokic one here. Let's just go. Let's see what we got for Jokic points. We'll go on the low end, 21.5, just since we're doing the parlay part. Let's go over to our threes. Should we do a 3 special? Michael Porter 2. All right. I don't think Jokic takes a 3 tonight. KCP's been making his 3. Should we go 1 or 2? Let's just go. Should we go 2 on KCP? He's been making his 3s, man.
Let's go 2.
Let's go 2. All right. And then Jamal Murray did not shoot the ball very well this last game. Should we go 1 or 2? He's going to make some 3s.
I'm going 1.
1-1.
Oh, that's minus 1,000.
Yeah, then that's not. There's no point in putting it then.
I'm getting the odds boost.
I'm going 2, baby.
Okay.
Let's go. I've got an odds boost as well. I'm getting crazy. These single game parlays are too fun. I'm only just going to lay $5 on. It's plus 531. Plus 531.
Okay.
I like my odds on this one. You get your odds boost from DraftKings Sportsbook. I think I get a free bet now for making this bet as well, by the way. My little ladder thing. All right, everybody. Hit that like button on the way out. Thanks for joining us in the pregame show. We're going to go down to the bar and watch Nuggets Bulls. We'll see you guys
Let's
after the game.
Let's go. Wind, I'm watching the Wizards.